Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cup2Hook Conversations number 127. And that is my video playing. Yay! All right, let me turn the volume down. This way I can see the chat from YouTube and StreamYard as well. Anyway, Cup2Hook Conversation number 127. My name is Cynthia with Cynthia's Joyful Creations, and welcome in, welcome home, everyone. So glad that you are here and you are hanging out with me. Oh my gosh, always so good to have time to just lay back and chill with friends. And who do we have with us here tonight? I can see a bumblebee flying around on the window on the outside, and it's magnifying off of my curtain that has butterflies on it. So it was kind of like, oh, a butterfly is moving. I promise I'm okay. Hello, Mama Susu. So glad you are here. She says, oh no, am I late? No, you were on time. Yay. Hello, sweet Jen. And welcome in, Wanda. Wanda says, hello, everyone. I am in Sydney, Nebraska tonight. Oh, wow. What is the weather like there, Wanda? And Wanda, I have been working on a lot of things for the Joyriders today and have made a few phone calls and set some things up. So I'm real excited. I am getting some rides ready and prepared for the Joyriders. So be watching, be on the lookout. All right. Christine, hello, welcome in. She says, hugs Cynthia in chat. Hugs to you, my sweet friend. Thank you guys so much, as always, for welcoming each other in. It is not only a pleasure to have you here and spend time with me, but what a gift and a pleasure it is to watch you as you embrace one another and show love and just edify what joy is all about. So I thank you so much for that. Speaking of joy, if you want to type the word joy in the chat, not only will it spread joy throughout the chat, but Nightbot will be more than happy to shout out your channel. So joy is the word always. But thanks again for the way that you guys are just loving each other up. And hello, sweet Samantha. So glad you're here. Hugs to you. Hugs to you, Keith. Welcome in. I know, Jen. I know. She says, oh, the ads. I know. I feel the same way, even on my own videos when I have to go watch them and look for something and it's like, oh, the ads. But I'm trying to be more like, oh, the ads, because those ads allow me to add joy back into your life and share gifts with you. So I'm trying to have a more positive thought, especially when I'm going into someone else's live, and show them that support. Samantha says, is there movie night tomorrow? No, there is not. And I did have a reminder in my notes to share that. Once again, we are not having movie night tomorrow night. Mr. Joyful and I are leaving sometime between lunch and early afternoon for a 3.5 hour road trip to go see his grandmother for the weekend. And celebrate her 99th birthday. What? Oh my gosh, Grandmama. Praise the Lord. 99 years. We're going to celebrate for her. Maybe. No bubbles? Oh, there they come. They just need a little bit of help. 99 years we are celebrating with her. And tomorrow is her actual birthday. So, of course, we need to go down for her birthday. And it's probably a good thing because we've had to adjust our time there because Sunday I have 2 lives. Does anybody know what those lives are? Hello, sweet Sandrine. Welcome in. Thank you, Mama Susu, for the love and hugs that you're giving to everyone coming in. Wanda says it is 51 degrees and sunny. Let me just tell you some craziness. Yesterday, at about 3 o'clock, we just broke 50 degrees. Okay. 3 o'clock being 3 p.m. This morning on my way to work, about 8:15-ish, it was already 55 degrees. And I was just like, yes, Lord. And you see how I'm dressed. This is a long duster sweater. Like it goes all the way down below my knees. It even has a hood on it. I have another sweater on, and I have to tell y'all, I am about to burn up. Do you want to know what it is outside right now at 7:00 p.m.? It is 87 degrees. I mean, I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating. I am loving this weather. This is what I've been praying for. Now, I don't want it to get any hotter, so I'm ready to take this ride for a while. Wanda, 51 degrees. Wow. Anyone here in the chat still have snow where you are? Samantha says, when is the next Stranger Things blanket part 3? I'm trying to do them 2 weeks apart, Samantha. But I'm also going to start giving myself a little bit more grace because, one, we've got some time. We don't have to rush. So at this point, I'm aiming for 2 weeks, but I'm going to give myself the grace of 3 weeks. So my goal is to put it out 2 weeks from this past Monday, a week from this coming Monday. But again, I will keep you guys in the loop. Hello, sweet Pam. Howdy do to you. And Miss Jane is with us. Hugs, hugs. Oh, thank you guys so much for birthday wishes for Grandmama. I know we are so excited. We've been wanting to go for quite some time, but I've been a busy girl. Should have gone last weekend, but I did go do some Hobby Lobby shopping. But thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. So yes, Jen, one of the videos that I have to do Sunday, I don't have to do, I want to do Sunday is the membership live. So if you're a part of the Joy team, we will be having our building special moments with the Joy team at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But before that live, we have another live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is March's Super Sticker Super Chat giveaway live. So we're coming back early for that. And so, yes, we will definitely enjoy our time there. I am excited because I plan on working on part 3 of the Stranger Things live on the drive there and the drive back, because that's at least a minimum of 7 hours guaranteed crochet time. So hopefully I can work those rows of single crochets and make some progress. Speaking of Stranger Things, for those of you who've not seen it, are you ready to see part 1 and part 2 together? All right. I'll try to hold it up by myself, but here we go. So I'm trying to hold it up all together. Can't quite get the length, I don't think. Yet my arms may not be long enough. Oh, I can do it. It just might fall a little bit in the middle. But this is our Stranger Things. Having a hard time seeing the S there. Where I got to go? Right there. Okay. There we go. So here is our Stranger Things blanket so far. This is what it's looking like. I'm so happy with it. Hope you guys are too. So that is that. All the people who requested graphs of the letters, you should have gotten those emails this afternoon. If you did not get one, it's because I haven't received a request from you. But as soon as I receive a request, I will get that out to you. Bear with me. Every time I stand up, my chair raises up. I got to at least have my feet touching the floor. Okay. Whew. And where do you ask for that at? Let me put my email address up here. So I'm going to run that across the bottom of the screen there. So any kind of communication you want to do with me, that is the best place right there. And that's the best place to ask for those graphs, and I'll get those sent out to you. Sandrine says, so I was in bed eating and one of my teeth, oops, hang on, Sandrine, the chat jumped. All right. Oh my goodness. She says, one of my teeth fell out. So I called the dentist and they said, come in now. So I did. And she had to pull the rest of it. Ugh. Oh, Sandrine, I'm so sorry. Love it. Yes, Jen. So my second live is a super chat giveaway. Wanda says, I'm in Walmart trying to get some things together. We'll be spending the weekend in Terre Haute, Indiana. Oh my gosh. My friend, Miss Beverly, my elderly friend that I always talk about, she is from Terre Haute, Indiana. That's where she's originally from. Oh my gosh. That is so amazing. She says she will be delivering there Monday morning. Everyone is giving Sandrine some love. And Samantha, you have it. Is the super sticker, super chat giveaway and the Joy Team live. Mama Susu says it is 44 degrees here. Do you still have snow, Mama Susu? Sandrine says, Pam, it's a mess. Christine says, I covet that weather. It's been rainy and cold in sunny Southern California. Yes. Now, I do like a really good summer rain because it cools things off. But I am so, so happy, so ready for some sunshine and warmth. Sandrine says, Jane is so crazy. Did I miss something by Jane? She says, oh no, Dreamy. Pam says it is 73 where she's at in Tennessee. It's been so nice. She says, I walked out to scroll my to scrape my window this morning and it was warm. So yay. I know, right? It was so nice to go and not have to defrost any windows. Definitely a gift. Jen says, I hope that's not any indication of how your summer is going to be. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's going to get really hot here. So y'all might be seeing some lazy days at the lake. That's where some of our lives might be taking place. Jane says, I cannot imagine that. Jean says, hello, Cynthia and Joy friends. Just stopped in to say hello and leave my thumbprint. Hugs to you, sweet Jean. I know you have had a very, very busy day today. Wanda says, I drove in snow this morning in Utah and Wyoming. Had sleet a little while ago when I got into Nebraska. Wow. Hello, sweet Lydia. Welcome in. Sandrine says, here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, it is 85 degrees. Yikes. So you guys are experiencing about the same weather we are, which is funny because in the little bit of time we've been talking, we've actually dropped 1 degree. We've gone from 87 to 86. So it's already started to cool off for the evening. But we probably have about an hour and a half, 2 hours left of daylight at this point. Wait, let me correct myself because it's now 7:18. We probably have about a little over an hour, between an hour and a half left of daylight. Oh, thank you guys so much for the comments on the Stranger Things blanket. You're welcome, Samantha. You were, yes, one of the ones I mailed the graphs to. Hello, sweet Dawn. Welcome in. So glad you're here. Jane says, my feet never touch the floor. I'm too short. And I don't know what it is. Todd has looked at my chair, but every time I get up, it always raises up. And so I'll get in it and I have to lower it just so my feet can touch the floor. Jen says, I posted a picture on my community tab of my blanket. Well, all 3 blankets. I'll have to go check that out. I'm going to make myself a note because you know me. All right. And just a quick reminder, thinking about community tabs, we've had quite a few birthdays over the last couple of days. So if you've not gone over to my community tab and wish Miss Ursula and Granny D and Bella a happy birthday, please don't forget to do that, because it's always so sweet to receive those birthday messages. Dawn says, Sandrine, just saw your video on that, sending your healing vibes on her tooth. I know, right? Mama Susu says there is snow just north of her. Well, they can keep that snow, right? Right, Miss Sue? Hello, sweet and precious Tiffany. Welcome in. Samantha says, can you please call me Samantha instead of Sam, Lydia? Okay. And my chat jumped. Sorry, guys. Back up. Everyone is welcome, and Miss Tiffany in. Thank you for that. Hello, Rudy. Welcome in. He says, we are on the Oxygen Network channel frequency on Dish Network. And he says, Drini, how long is 5 dozen? Oh, I know, Rudy, right? Imagining the weather at 62 or 92. All right. Wanda says she showed it on her channel. All right. I will go check that out, Miss Wanda. Hello, sweet Sunita. She says, hi, all. Let me get my tablet. Hello and welcome in, Miss Sweet Renee. So glad you're here. Hugs to you. Tiffany says, I'm loving that the daylight is sticking around longer. Now we just need the clouds to part so we can see some of that sun, right? That's been quite MIA. Bless you. Hello, Forever Blessed. Welcome in and hugs to you. All right, so a couple quick things. We've already talked about, we do have the Super Sticker Super Chat giveaway coming up this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and building special joy moments with the Joy team at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so that leads me into 2 topics real quick, because I'm going to hush early and get you guys on here, because I know that Miss V is going live again tonight right after me. She's starting right at 8 o'clock. So I want to get my stuff done so you guys can come up and we can hang out a little bit. Hello, sweet, precious Bridget. So glad you are here. So the Super Sticker Super Chat giveaway that will be happening Sunday is going to be for box 28. It's a Crochet Society box. It is a brand new box 28. It has never been opened. So some lucky person will be getting this. All right. Then, talking about building special moments with the Joy team, I have a couple new Joy team members that I want to introduce you to. They are not strangers to you guys. You already know them, but I am so happy and so excited to welcome them to the Joy team. And so what better time than right now? So let's do some shout outs. First, want to say a shout out to Miss Sonja with I Love Crochet. So glad to have her as part of the Joy team. And really welcoming back, let's see, Miss Jenny. Hang on. Miss Jenny, but she changed her channel name. So I'm going ahead and doing her as a new Joy team member, but she's technically been a part of the Joyful Creations Joy team for a month already. And then also wanting to welcome to the Joy team is Miss Jen Reeves. And we're also welcoming Kaylin with Kay's Crochet Haven. And we're welcoming Angela S. as a new member. And also joining the Joy team is Miss Deanna from Deanna Crochet Burrow. And we are also welcoming back Candy, known as Miss Chocolate. She is celebrating technically her 2nd month with us now. And then also welcoming back is Lori Hobson. And she's been with me for a month. So glad to have those ladies rejoining the Joy team. And then I want to do one other shout out for the Joy Team members, and that is for Michelle with Michelle's Mosaic and More. She is our Joy Team member shout out for March. And she has been technically a part of the Joy Team for 4 months. That is actually about to change next week. Next week will start her 5th month. And I do appreciate her friendship and support. And so if you see her in any lives throughout the month of March, just give her a big hug and thank her for all the support that she gives to all of us. And of course, I appreciate everyone and all of your support. And so I want to do a little bit of a hug to all of you. So if you will do me a favor, I want everyone here that's in the live right now to take your right hand and put it on your left shoulder. And then I want you to take your left hand and put it on your right shoulder. And then I want you to squeeze really, really tight, because that's a hug from me. And I want to celebrate all of you, because I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing without you. You are the most valuable part of my time here. So I think we've done all of our business that I can go ahead and start inviting you guys up. And while I'm doing that, let me know. It wouldn't be a cup to hook conversation if we didn't talk about what's in our cups and what's on our hooks or whatever craft we're doing. Today in my Pioneer Women mug, I am drinking the last. This is what I was drinking during Bible study Tuesday, but I am drinking the last. The box is empty. There's no weight. It's hard to hold on to. Of peach tea from the Happy Elephant. So I am going to savor this as we are hanging out and visiting with one another, because it is so good and I'm going to miss it, but I'm ready for whatever the next flavor is. All right. Let me go ahead and drop the link. And then I'm going to go pin it to the top so it's easy for everyone to find. All right. And let's see if we can hug some more people. I hope you've already done a great job of that. I'm sure you have. All right. Jane says, hi, Sunita. How are you feeling? Thank you guys for loving and hugging on Bridget as she came in. Hello, sweet Nisi. Hugs to you. I'm telling you what, your little hook has been busy. You've been doing an amazing job, Nisi. She says, leaving my thumbprint. I'll have to catch the replay. Well, thank you for stopping by. And she says, love to all in the chat. I hope y'all had a blessed day. Hello, Don P. Don P. May is getting here right quick. I hope you're ready for some joy hugs. For those of you who don't know, the first weekend in May, I am going to the Women of Joy conference. How funny that it has the word joy in it. But anyway, and I am going to Dawn's hometown. So I'm so excited. We're going to get to meet up. All right. Everyone is hugging each other. Oh, thank you, Nisi. She says she's sharing me out. All right. Hello and welcome in, Renee. Sorry. She says, hi, everyone. How are you doing? Miss Doris is with us. Hugs to you, Miss Doris. Thank you guys so much again for loving and hugging each other. Thank you, Mama Susu, for the reminder for some joy thumbs. Love and appreciate that support. Oh, Renee, I'm so glad. She said she needed that hug. You know what? Let's do it again. Let's do it again real quick. All right. Right hand on left shoulder, left hand on right shoulder, and everybody squeeze and let's just give each other great big hugs. Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Those are the best hugs. You're so welcome, Miss Sue. She says, thank you for the hugs. Samantha says, cottage core mosaic blanket and granny square blankets and half double crochet blankets are on her hook, but there's nothing in her cup. My friend, you need to go get something so we can just keep on hydrating together so we can all stay healthy and hydrated. What did I have for dinner tonight? I actually did eat before the live tonight, and we had tacos, and they were good. Sorry, my chat jumped and I lost my place. Doris says she is just leaving the doctor's office and she is getting a mocha. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Bridget says, I'm drinking coffee and I'm spinning tonight. Later, I'll make some more bags and I'm working on autism awareness bags. Oh my gosh, Bridget, that is absolutely amazing. Thank you for doing that. I am sure that people are going to really appreciate that. And there is Miss Deanna. We just did a shout out for her. She says, no volume, be right back. Hello, Ambi, and welcome in. Now, Ambi, I know you from the Yarn Geeks lives. I've met you there, but I think this might be the first time you've been here. And if not, I apologize, but welcome in and so glad you are here. Thank you, everyone, for welcoming Ambi in. Dawn says she is drinking a Cool Sierra Mist and working on a baby blanket for donation. Yay, Deanna has sound. Yay! Dawn P says she is ready for joyful hugs. I am so excited, Dawn. Tiffany says, oh, wow, I can't wait to see those bags, Bridget, right? Yes. Oh, Jen, we're going to do a meetup. We're going to have one sometime or another. We're going to have a big Yarny social, and we're going to all get to come together. Sunita says, I'm okay. I got it off now. I'll have to wait 10 days for results. Oh, Sunita. Hello, Miss Sweet Jeannie. Welcome in and hugs to you. Jane says, I think she's saying she's got to go, but she'll be sending prayers. Miss Jeannie says, good evening, everyone in the Joy House. Rudy says it's raining tacos. Samantha Sadie's doing really good. Jen says, what are you talking about, Sunita? Renee says, Cynthia, my first name, okay, is Angel, middle Renee. So Angel is perfectly fine. And at my son's outpatient therapy, oh, she's there sitting in the car. Well, I am so glad you're with us. And thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. Hello, sweet Margie. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Jane says, I am glad it's off. I'll be sending prayers, Sanita. Thank you so much for that. I love it when we take care of each other, not just when we hug each other, but just loving on each other and taking care of each other. Miss Sue says, I have 4 blankets on my hook, plus more smaller projects. Wow, you are busy, but a good kind of busy. Got some joy going in the chat. Thank you for that, Miss Angel. Remember, if you want to spread some joy through the chat, just write the word joy. Also, Nightbot, in return for you being so kind and spreading joy, will shout your channel out for you. Oh, Miss Sue. She says, I can't seem to warm up today. Well, then I need to give you my duster because it really needs to come off. And it's going to before long because it is getting very warm in our 80-degree weather. I'm so happy. Sunita is thanking everyone for their love. Bridget says, my oldest is autistic. I try to do something every April to support those who have been touched by autism. I love it, Bridget. I did not know that, Bridget, about your son. So that is awesome. We are overdue for a chat again, by the way. We're just overdue in general for exchanging some joy hugs. I know the last time she called me and says, I'm going to be in Irmo, which you guys is really close to me. But I already had something going on and I couldn't go. But hopefully soon. You're so welcome, Ambi. I am so happy to welcome you. She says, thanks for all the hellos and the welcomes. And Dawn is welcoming and hugging in Jeannie. Angel says, Sunita, prayers while you wait. Hopefully everything comes out fine. Hello, friends that I missed in the chat. Tiffany says, my son is also autistic. I've been wanting to get more awareness items. I'll certainly be looking for your bags, Bridget. Now, I did know that about Tiffany, and I know a couple other people that I'm not going to mention because I'm not sure if I have the permission to. So I am so glad that we have that connection to also support one another. And if there's ever anything I can do through my channel or through a Wait For It with Cynthia or something to even help bring more awareness, Tiffany, please, any of you, Bridget, give me that knowledge and I definitely would be more than happy to shout out and help, broaden that awareness. Even if it's coming up with a project or something to help bring that recognition. But definitely always excited to help out with a shout out or something, or just an informative video. Bridget says, life gets so busy. Things happen when they're meant to. That's right, Bridget. Oh, I love you. Rudy says that he has autism. So Rudy, I did know that, but again, I didn't know if I had the permission to share that. So I appreciate you taking that step to share. And that's one thing. I don't ever want anyone to feel vulnerable here. It is a very safe place. And if ever, and it never has in 3 years, knock on wood, but if ever it came to a point where someone didn't feel safe or uncomfortable, trust me, I would be bold enough to stand up on your behalf. So I appreciate you guys being open and honest and vulnerable. Miss Doris says, my oldest daughter is not officially diagnosed, but we suspect autism, and she's doing better with our attempts on our own to help her. Oh, that is wonderful, Doris. And she is very blessed to have you. Angel says, my sons have autism too. Always good to see others open and talking about it. It's so hard sometimes. And I miss, oh, there she is. I was going to say, I miss Crystal coming in. Everyone's hugging Crystal. I want to hug Crystal. And there she is. Hello, sweet Crystal. Welcome in. She says, hi, Cynthia and everyone in the chat. Crystal, I don't know if you got a chance to see, but I did earlier this week shout you out on my community tab. So I am hoping that some joy is flooding your way. Enjoy your dinner, Samantha. Hello, sweet Lucy. Welcome in and hugs to you. Deanna says, I saw you sent an email. It disappeared when I clicked the notification. I'm still trying to find it, Cynthia. All right, Deanna, I will try to resend it. It was basically asking you for your full name, address, and birthday so I could drop a little sunshine in the mail to you. Bridget says, it is hard. I'm happy they have so much more now to help and support, but there needs to be more. Always, always, Bridget. Angel says, currently just looking for prayers for my middle Oliver. He is 5 and he's dealing with self-inflicted injuries. Please lift him up. My oldest, thank you. God has never done this behavior, but it is hard. All right. And you said his name is Oliver. Love that name. All right. Friends, I'm just going to ask for some grace for a moment because I want to just give an extra big hug out to Angel right now and lift her up. So give me just a minute or two. Father God, thank you so much for this wonderful group of friends that we have and the blessings that we have. And I thank you for the boldness that Angel has asked us to remember her in prayer to you, Lord. And we just pray for Oliver and his sweet self, Lord. We just pray that you will occupy his hands in a positive way, that he will not inflict any harm on himself, but Lord, fill him with your love that only comes from you, Lord, so that it just fills him from the inside out, and keep those precious little hands occupied, Lord, even if it's just reaching out and shaking hands or hugging others. Lord, autistic children have so much love to give, and we just pray that you would just continue to work in his life in the way that you already are. And just be with Angel, Lord, and give her the strength and the courage, Lord, to continue being the true fighter for him, Lord, as she continues to pave a way for him and his future. We love you and ask all this in your name. Amen. All right. Hello, Miss Doris. She says, it is hard, but it has helped to be supported. And, you know, I'm so thankful and grateful, Bridget, that you even mentioned that you were doing those bags, because look at what you have opened to allow others to feel that connection and that support. So hugs to you, Bridget. You know what? Let's just give you some bubbles, because I love bubbles and I love Bridget. And I love supporting one another. Okay, and I forget about my keyboard. I got to back up when I do that. Crystal says, I didn't see anything. Sorry, was really sick and now much better finally. And thank you everyone for the prayers. Oh my gosh, Crystal, I'm so glad you're feeling better. Sorry that I did not know that you weren't feeling well. Bridget says, sending positive thoughts that learns a better way to cope with things. Self-harm is so hard to deal with. To see your baby get that upset is so hard. Not even trying to compare. My oldest son did not have autism, but he struggled with some depression when he was in the 2nd grade, just feeling like he didn't fit in. And he started taking pencil erasers and rubbing his skin off. And then he started taking lead pencils and digging into his arms so that it would, open them. And we had to put him in a children's hospital for 2 weeks. And I was allowed to see him 1 hour a day, except for on Sundays, Saturdays and Sundays. I could see him 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour at night. And it was the hardest thing ever. But I started taking coloring books and games, because when I would go for visits during the week, other children would want to participate and hang out with us. And of course, the nurses would always push them away because that was supposed to be my time with my son. And so I asked my son, I said, have you made friends here? And he said, it broke my heart, but he said he made more friends there than he had in school. And I asked him if it was okay when I came on Saturday, if I brought coloring books for everybody and crayons, and we colored together as a group. And he said that was fine. So that's what I did on Saturday morning. I brought coloring books for everyone and crayons. And it was such a hit that when we came back that night, I brought one of my son's favorite books, which he loved, the Magic Tree House story books. So I brought that and to read him the next chapter where we would have been. And anyway, the kids got to join us, and there was such a great crowd. My son says, well, Mommy, can we start over? So we actually started over the book, and we started with chapter 1, and we started reading it. And the nurses were so gracious because the kids were never calm. Because, you know, you have kids that are dealing with all kinds of different things. So there's always, you know, a little bit of chaos, and it's hard to, you know, zone in when you're trying to clean up from dinner and you're trying to do baths. But they were all just there in a circle, being quiet, being still, and so entertained by that book. I think that first night I ended up actually getting to read 3 chapters, but they would take turns going out, and the nurses were like, oh my gosh, they've never been so obedient to go take their showers, get them done and get back, you know, that it made their evening so easy. So every day and every night I got to come, you know, for 2 visits instead of the one in the morning. And then I got to stay longer than an hour. So I ended up getting to stay almost 3.5 hours every evening. And it meant the world to me. And so I'm so happy. But anyway, one of the nurses told me that Saturday night, the first Saturday night that my son was there, that a lot of the kids didn't have family that even came and saw them, even on Saturdays and Sundays. So the fact that I was willing to share my precious time with my son, with all of them, you know, of course, that's what opened up the door for me to be able to stay the evening. But it was such a blessing. It was such a blessing to me, and it was such a blessing to them. And so, yeah. And it's funny because bubbles, that was one of the things that I brought one morning in going into the next week. I didn't bring bubbles for everybody. I had a big bottle and I blew them and they got to chase them. And you guys, I had even teenagers, just to show you how everybody, it doesn't matter how old you are, everybody, whew, don't get emotional, loves to be loved and loves being made to feel like they are special and somebody cares. And we're talking about bubbles, you guys. And so it was an eye opener to me. And while I'm never happy that my son had to go through that dark moment, but I'm grateful for the blessings that came through it. And because of the engagement that he had with the kids there, when he went back to school, he had a lot more confidence in himself. And anyway, he ended up picking up in his grades, and his grades improved. And we did hold him back in school that year to give him the grace of dealing with his emotions and trying to, you know, just cope. But he excelled from there. And then after that, he was never without friends. And even to this day, he literally has game night at his house every Monday and Tuesday night. Even though he's a father, yes, he is the father of my 2 granddaughters, he still has friends nights. And so I love it. And so, yeah, you never know what someone's going through. And just because there's not a physical appearance of what may be going on the inside, never just assume that everyone is 100% a-okay. That's why it's so important that we learn to be kind to one another and to our own selves. So anyway, that's my moral of the story tonight. We don't need a joy basket moment. There it was. There it was. All right. Oh, what happened? Okay. All right. I got it. Duh. I had a blonde moment in a good way. I'm a natural blonde. I was born blonde, so I can say that. Oh my gosh. So I saw something and thought that my chat had like totally disappeared, but it had not. So I was like, oh my gosh, did I chase everyone away with that story? Really? That was a good story. But no, I didn't. Whew. It's getting hot, you guys. Oh no, Jen, she said they had an Amber Alert. Lord, just please be with that child and that family. Thank you, Crystal, for the prayers for Oliver. Hello, sweet Miguel. Welcome in. He says, I am still under the weather, so a blanket hello to all. Oh, Lord, please take care of Miguel and help him feel better soon. Amen. Love you, my friend. Angel says, Queen or Bridget, we were so lucky to have that early intervention at first time parents. I didn't know what to look for. Now he's 11, so we thought we were ready for the middle, but totally different. Thank you. And as you're probably seeing, Angel, you know, even though you feel like you have a little bit of grasp because you've experienced something with one child, every child is so different. She says, me and my husband are here in the car with Oliver and our youngest, who is 3, and we both thank you so much for the love and prayers. You are so welcome, my friend. Bridget says, Bubbles. Thank you so much for the get wells for Miguel. Miss Sue says, my grandson had depression at 5. Therapy helped a lot. Yes. And it was an eye opener for me too, because we never realized, what sometimes is going on with our kids, and come to find out, my son was being bullied, and that was his way of coping. Was he felt like if kids were making fun of him, then he wasn't good enough. And, you know, whenever I'd hear my kids say, well, one day when I'm somebody, and I'm like, no, stop. You are somebody. And I wish the word nobody was ever even entered into our English vocabulary. I wish that was a word that we could just rip out of the dictionary, because everybody is somebody. And that's one thing I love about Miss C and her Sun Bunnies. Oh my gosh. I got my little Miss Margaret up here, and I love her. So I don't care where you are right now. I don't care who's looking. I don't care who's listening. I want everybody in the chat to say, I am somebody. Because you are somebody. But yeah, it's amazing how early depression can start in our kids and the things that they can face, and even us as adults. Deanna says, it was such a blessing to the children. Tiffany says, I hope the child involved with that will be found safely very quickly. Prayers, right? She's talking about the Amber Alert that Jen just mentioned. Angel says, Cynthia, that is a beautiful story. As a mother, I never thought it would be hard as this, but knowing other mothers and fathers have been through these things have truly made life easier. Yes. And it does help to know you're not alone. And that's the thing. I had a mom, again, okay, off the subject, but I had a mom that I saw the other day in McDonald's. I stopped to pick up some lunch for my son and I. He's a big McDonald's fan. Not really my favorite. Sorry if you're a McDonald's fan, but I can tolerate it. And so it was his favorite. And we were just having a mom-son moment after I picked him up from work. And so I was in there because the app wasn't working. So I had to go in and order. And there was a mom, and she had probably a 3-year-old with her. And she just started screaming because she wasn't getting her way. And the mom just turned around and looked at her. And in a nutshell, she was just like, are you done showing that side of yourself? Are you ready to tell me what it is you want in words? And I was so proud of her. But there was a guy standing close to me, and he's all decked out in a suit, his, tailored shoes and his, straight cut, perfect hair. And he is just like grumbling under his breath. Oh my gosh, shut that child up. And I thought to myself, Lord, give that mom the grace to know that she is doing the right thing. She's not letting that child just throw a temper tantrum and to just throw a temper tantrum. She was trying to give that child the moment to recognize the behavior she was displaying and let her see the looks from people. And so the mother said, now, when you're ready to quit that foolishness and tell me what you want, I'm ready to listen. And I was so proud of her, because we are so quick to judge people on their actions and just assume, we could have been like, oh, that's such a bad mom. But no, she really wasn't. But yet the attitude is so quick to judge her. And so when we can come together and share our stories and be supportive, and even if we're not going through something, say, I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what it's like to be in that situation, but how can I pray? How can I help? How can I be an encouragement? That, my friends, is what the real journey of life is all about. Samantha said she had chicken for dinner tonight. Yum. Hello, sweet Nancy. Welcome in. She says she is from Collingwood, Ontario, Canada. Well, welcome in, Miss Nancy. I am from South Carolina, and we've got all kinds of states and countries represented in the house tonight. So great to have you here from Canada. Miss Sue says, oh no, Jen, I hope the child is found safely. Yes. Jen, if you get any more updates, will you please keep me in the loop? All I care to hear, well, I don't mean like care to hear, but I don't need all details. I just would like to know if they find the child. And what I mean by that is I'm not a drama person, and I know Jen knows that, so I know she took that in the right light. Miss Jane says, that's so beautiful, Cynthia. You and your son are very special. Thanks for sharing. You're absolutely welcome. The funny thing, Miss Jane, is after that incident, we began to notice with my middle son, my son who's a Marine, and just, again, a story of hope. He started displaying some behaviors, and we noticed at a young age, he would show us through action what he wanted to communicate versus verbally communicating. Like, he couldn't tell us he wanted something to drink. He'd have to drag us to the refrigerator, open the refrigerator, and point to orange juice or milk or water or whatever, lemonade, whatever. And so I began questioning and taking him to doctors, and they're like, oh, your son's a genius. He's got a higher IQ than normal and blah, blah, blah. And finally, I never forget, I looked at a social worker, because I went to a point of actually bringing a social worker in. I said, if one more doctor tells me my son is a genius, I'm going to go to jail, because I'm going to slap somebody. I said, there's something wrong with my son, and he needs some help. He needs, a test run or something. So anyway, we also entered him into a program, and eventually we found out that he has what was called an emotional disorder, which just meant that his emotions were mixed up. So where he should have been laughing, he might have been crying, and same thing. Where he should have been crying, he might have been laughing. Where he should have been mad, he wasn't. He was calm. Where he should have been calm, he wasn't. He was easily agitated. And early on, I one day just started singing to him the song, You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine. And that song calmed him. It didn't matter if I was talking to him on the phone. It didn't matter if I was in person. And I was the only one who could do it. If someone else tried, it'd get his attention, but then he would continue on with whatever. He didn't like being closed in. So needless to say, I had a hard time keeping him in a car seat. Had to go to court twice for being pulled over because my son was out of the car seat, even though I was pulling over to get him back in. He was an escape artist. We went through 12 car seats before I finally found one that the child could not escape from. But anyway, but long story short, there were times that he would run off And I was in a situation where I would have to choose to either let him go and pray for his safety, or go after him and pray for the safety of my other two, my oldest son and my youngest son. And God was always so gracious. An earth angel was delivered every single time. And I'd love to tell you that this only happened like maybe 5 or 10 times in their childhood. No, it was at least 5 or 10 times a week. But an earth angel would come and would stay with my oldest and my youngest while I went after my middle for his safety. And, I never thought he'd graduate from high school. He was in IEPs all the way up until his sophomore year of high school. And he finally was able to come out from under an IEP, which did allow him to graduate. And he didn't graduate at the bottom and he didn't graduate at the top, but we were just happy for the graduation. And he expressed early on in his junior year that he wanted to go in the military. And while I never thought in a million years my son would ever make it in the military, he did get, into ROTC, and he made a commitment by the end of, and I think he actually went into ROTC his sophomore year, because he made the commitment that by the end of his junior year, he would be like a senior chief or something for his senior year. And he did it. He made it. And so he graduated. And it was not a surprise that he was going to try to go to boot camp. And I prayed for him. I just knew he probably wasn't ever going to make it. And when he chose the Marines of all, I was like, oh, that's the toughest branch for an emotional disordered child. But not only did they accept him, but he is in his last year. He's due to get out of the military this fall. He'll have been 4 years in. So that's my hope story for you. No matter what your children are going through, no matter what disabilities they're going through, just remember this. If you hear nothing else I said tonight, they are unique in their own beautiful way. And they are the masterpiece that God created them to be. And He chose each of you specially to be their parents, to be the one to love them, care for them, and protect them. So not only are they specifically and special chosen, but so are you. And so when you have masterpiece and masterpiece collide, what a beautiful piece of work that has been created. A beautiful family. So that's my little tidbit for tonight. All right. It is 8:00. I know Miss V is going live again tonight. So I do want to try and close this up a little bit, but let me address the chat. I don't have a lot of comments going on, so I hope I didn't chase everybody away. I was trying to be helpful and encouraging and build hope from true life stories. So anyway, maybe y'all were just all listening. I can only hope I didn't chase everybody away. All right. Oh, I love it. I love it. Miss Margie says, I am somebody. Yes, you are. Jeannie says, I am somebody and you are somebody and I love you all. Oh, yes. Samantha says she is somebody. I love it. I love it. Jen says, I am somebody. I love it. Crystal says, I am somebody and everyone is loved in this chat. Amen. Miss Sue says, I am somebody. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love the message that you guys are given tonight. Oh, how blessed I am to be here in your presence. Miss Ashley is here. Hello, how are you? From M to the O to the B to the S. So glad you're here. Thank you guys so much for hugging and loving her in. All right. Pam says, sounds like Mr. Suit doesn't have children. Kudos to the, what? To the mom? Mr. Suit. Who is that? What am I missing? What is my brain not thinking, Pam? Oh, got you. Got you. The McDonald's suit man. Right? 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 Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes. I wanted so bad to go get up and hug that mom, but she was doing a great job of being a parent. So I didn't want to impose on that, but it was a beautiful testimony to watch. Amby says, I am somebody and you are somebody and everyone in the chat is somebody and it's all because of Christ. Amen. Amen. Angel says, it's been such an eye opener. I have so much more patience for people and their kids. Ha ha, way, way more than in my 20s. Also makes me appreciate my hobby time because crochet and sewing are my fun. And they probably help with de-stressing too, Angel. So I know the biggest thing I had to remember, and I wasn't always great at it, and I'd always have to ask my son for forgiveness. And that was, being patient, trying to be strong enough and patient enough to listen, even if the listening wasn't always through words. And I meant to tell you, I've shared this before, but when my son was in middle school, he had an incident and I was called to go pick him up, which was not uncommon. In fact, when he was in middle school, I went through lots of jobs because I struggled to keep a job because the school would call me because the school couldn't deal with him or wouldn't deal with him. And they're like, you just got to come get him. You just got to come get him. And so I had gone and picked him up and we were talking. And so I was trying to find out what had happened that created us being where we were. And one thing about him, all of my kids were fidgeters. I'm a fidgeter. This is why crocheting is good for me. My youngest son is a drummer. He loves music. So we had to get pipe cleaners for him to have in school. So when he was sitting there listening, he could play the pipe cleaners and he wouldn't make noise that the pencils would make. So I've had to adapt with all of my kids. But anyway, and I was trying to get him calmed down. And I was trying to get him to open up and talk to me. And so I started singing, You Are My Sunshine. And before we could get to that place of being calm and being relaxed, that he could open up and tell me what instigated the incident that upset him, that I had to be called to come get him, I was singing You Are My Sunshine to him. And I got to the very end and sat there just waiting for him to kind of hopefully start talking to me. And y'all, I'm going to try not to cry when I tell you this because I do every time I think about it. He then sang something back to me and it is still stuck. And even though he is 26 years old, sometimes when we've had a couple weeks that we haven't talked to each other and whoever calls will pick up and I'll be like, You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. And when I'm done, he comes back with what he sang that day in middle school. And he's like, You are my mom shine, my only mom shine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know just how much I love you. Please don't take my mom shine away. And even for my 26-year-old to sing that with me, oh my gosh, never get tired of those moments. But they help when we had the rough moments and the off moments to have those moments. And so, yeah, we need to be there for each other. We need to be there to support one another. When they say it takes a village to raise kids, that's not a false statement. So hopefully your community of people that you've chosen to surround yourself with are people that embrace you, and rather than judge you or tell you how you can do it better, silently support you, pray for you, lift you up, bring you an ice cold coffee or a milkshake when you've called and said, oh my gosh, it's been a rough day today with Junior and we made it through it. That's what we need to be for each other. So I'm so proud of you guys for saying in the chat that you are somebody, because indeed you are. All right, let me quit running my mouth so we can give grace to our sister V and get over to her live. All right. Jen says, I won't hear the Amber Alerts end, unfortunately, but I just pray that all ends with the love of Jesus and ends well. Well, you know what, Jen? That's the best place for us to put it, is in the hands of Jesus. and he's got it because he knows exactly where that child is right now. So thank you for that reminder. All right. Jane says, God bless him, Cynthia, and thank him for his service. Oh, thank you. I will be sure to pass that on to him, Jane. You're welcome, Doris. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sharing. Miss Sue says, thank your son for me, Cynthia. My son was in the service also. Well, bless all of our service people, especially the ones that are out and that are having difficult times adapting and living in society. Lydia says, you don't have to do that 5 times. Okay. Take care, Bridget. Hugs to you, Bridget. I've got something coming your way. Just be patient with me. I'm trying to get caught up, and I can pretty much tell you it'll be next week before I can even attempt to get it out. But I will do it as soon as I get back from our trip. Yes, Jane. She says, thank your son, Sue, for his service. Amen. Margie says, okay. All right. Thank you guys for dealing with that. Angel says, Cynthia, you sound like my husband. He always says that we didn't think we would do this or that, and each boy has exceeded many of our expectations. Thank you, Cynthia. I truly was listening, and wow. Well, thank you, Angel, for sharing. Crystal says, not at all, Cynthia. No chasing here. Good, good. All right. Lydia says, I agree with you, Margie. Deanna says, just listening to every word. Oh, thank y'all. Deanna says, thank you for sharing your experiences. Absolutely. And I think that's what we're here for, to say, hey, this was kind of my storm and I'm in a different season now, but I don't want to forget where I've been, but I also want to share and encourage, because that's what it's about, right? Being balcony friends that lift one another up and not basement friends that tear each other down. So Deanna says, good night, everyone. Be blessed. Bye, my sweet friend. Well, I'm going to let all these encouraging stories be our joy basket moment for tonight. I hope that is okay. And, Miss Angel, bless you. She says, your message today brought me love and friendship. I appreciate it and just had to let you know you are beautiful inside and out. Thank you. I am a reflection of all of you, but this is for you, Angel. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Angel. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have my super sticker, super chat box here, so I will get those in. Oh, thank you, Abby. She says, I have a beautiful singing voice. Mr. Joyful has the voice in the family, but thank you kindly. Dawn says, so happy to hear you spreading and supporting awareness. Absolutely. All right. Doris says, thank you so much for love and encouragement. I really needed this today. It has been a rough day. Oh, Doris, well, you came to the right place then to be hugged. Good night, Jane. I know, Samantha, she is. So we're going to say good night and I'll head over there. Jen says, enjoyed your company tonight, everyone. Have a blessed night. Well, take care, everyone. Angel, I'm going to get this in the box. Hope to see you guys all over at V's house. And if you will, just be sure and give her a thumbs up for starters, and just tell her that you're coming in as a joy raid. I would greatly appreciate that. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you for coming over and hanging out with me tonight. It truly was a gift and a pleasure. Be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, make your own joyful creations, and above everything else, be kind to one another and be kind to yourself. I love you. Bye. Oh, where is V at? Here, let me drop her link real quick. I will grab that link and drop it so you can go over. This will get you to her channel. Right. I didn't put a name with it, but that is V's link right there that I just dropped. Crystal, her name is Veronica, and her channel name is Stills the Show Crochet and More. Still is STEEL apostrophe STEELE''S. Steele is her last name. So Stills the Show, Crochet and More. But I did just drop her link, so hopefully that will be helpful. And I've got friends. Thank you, Jen. She says Stills the Show, Crochet and More. And thank you, Samantha, saying Veronica. All right. Loving you too, Jen. All right. Bye, you guys. I love you so much. I hope to see you over at V's house. Bye.